What's up, everybody? Disco Demonic Hydrophonic. Last night I did some, so I thought, some shadow work. So I thought that I had covered all aspects of shadow work, and apparently there's more to it. A while back, I had actually gone back in meditative states, worked with my lower self, my shadow self, and brought up memories where people I felt like they had done things to me, and I had forgiven them for things that they had done, so I could move on with my life. Right. And this doesn't mean that when you forgive somebody, it doesn't mean that you have to uh, give them the opportunity to like fuck you over or do the thing that they did to you in the first place. Again, it just means that you're forgiving them in a sense to where, like, I'm letting that go, so you can move on with your life, basically. And it's like a way to, like, get rid of that emotion, like purge that emotion from yourself. However, there are other aspects to that. What I learned yesterday, I went into some work with. I did some online research as far as shadow work, and I, because I had a psychic tell me that I needed to do more shadow work, and I was like, I thought I had done some, but so when I did research, I told the other aspect came up. Like, so what I did last night was I went into a meditation. Of course, I did it in ritual form. I called forth my shadow self. I called forth my higher self, and then asked Lilith and Lucifer to help me out. And then whenever I went into meditation, I asked my shadow self to bring up some painful memories that I needed to work through. And the first one I got was pretty personal, so I'm not really going to share that one. So I needed to work through that. So uh, what I learned yesterday was this aspect of working through your shadow is not forgiving others, but telling yourself when your inner child arises, telling yourself that, like, it's okay. Like, what you went through was not your fault. Um, Everything is okay. Kind of like being there for your inner child, basically. And it was odd because it was a really intense experience, honestly. Like, it did make me cry. Uh, and so I you stay away from explaining to your inner child that things were like, explaining like one of the aspects happened because I had an uncle that used to like be really fucked up to me, and so like one of the things that he did, like he was like being abusive towards me. Like he had like a water hose and he was spraying it in my face to where I couldn't breathe, like almost like waterboarding me, and I was like fucking 9 years old, like I was a little kid. And then I remember I got away from him and like locked my door to my room, and I didn't have a lock on my door, so I like got two screws and wrapped string around them so nobody could get in. It was like it was a pretty traumatic experience for me, and this is one of the memories that came up. This is the second one. Like I said, I'm not going to mention the first one. That one was pretty fucked up. But so what I needed to do was not make excuses for my uncle. Like he was a veteran, had fought in Vietnam and all that kind of shit. And it wasn't to make excuses for like what he had done or like his upbringing or why he had done it, which is the shadow work I had done before. Well, I thought was shadow work. I don't even know if it's just like an aspect, honestly. So this time I was supposed to tell my inner child that, hey, everything is all right. None of this is your fault. And basically, I was telling them like, I'm here with you now. Like this is. It was a very healing experience. Like, but I said it was emotional. Like I had a few, and so basically, whenever he locked himself inside of the room, or I locked myself inside of the room, I was there with him, and a lot of the memories were in that room. And so well, that's the room that we dealt with the memories in. And I was telling him like everything is okay, everything is fine, and I remember he was talking back to me because you're supposed to let them talk to you, and it's odd, but they definitely, mine definitely talked back to me, and he was saying like he was repeating what I was saying, but like in a little kid voice, and hopefully I don't get emotional here, but it was like I was like everything is okay now, and he would repeat to me, he's like everything is okay, everything is okay now, and he didn't like know what to do, like he was just lost, which was it was me, I didn't know what to do. I had this fucking Vietnam veteran fucking attacking me, and like I like obviously he's bigger, stronger than me. Like I don't know what he's gonna do, and so like And that was one of the things. And I had other things that had happened. Like I remember at Christmas, people were fucking with me, like my family, the pieces of shit that they are, were like fucking with me. And I think my uncle gave me $1 because like I had a spike haircut, and it was like the style. I was a skateboarder kid, so that was like cool for me at the time. I was trying to find an identity, you know what I'm saying? And so I remember he was making fun of me. He gave me $1 so I could buy a comb because my hair was apparently fucked up, right? And so I'm laughing about it now, but at the time it was really upsetting to me because my family always fucking bullied me. They always treated me like shit. And so when I came out the way I did, now that like whenever I got sick and I'm on my deathbed and shit, they completely abandoned me. I mean, it's obviously that, you know, they've never saw me as part of their family. So I've always been a loner, you know what I'm saying? And so these were times whenever I had to go through all that, and these memories were popping up, man, and they were going through a lot, like coming up a lot, and I was telling my lower self, anyways, my grandmother was telling me to tell my uncle thank you for the $1 he had given me. At that time, you could buy a comb with $1. So I don't know if you can now. I have no fucking hair, so obviously I don't know how much combs cost, but it was something I couldn't do. I couldn't say thank you to this man, and they were making fun of me, like fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. There was no one in there that wasn't fucking with me. And then my grandmother, like I figured like I could find solace in her no matter what, because she raised me. She'd been the one that was always there for me, and she's telling me to say thank you to this person. I'm like, the fuck. I was like, I didn't say fuck you to my grandmother. I was like, fuck that. I'm not doing that, and I couldn't do it. Like I was trying to listen to her because I respected and very much still respect my grandmother, even though she's passed. And I was trying to say thank you, but I could not do it. You know, they're sitting there fucking all just laughing. I took the fucking $1. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember what I used it for. But that was some of the shadow work that I had gone through, man. It was very emotional, very intense. And so the reason I'm covering this is because when I first started working with Lilith, when I made the video how awesome Lilith is and everything, I actually channeled some stuff for her and from her. And I didn't really read it, and I don't know why. I was intending to read it and like make a video about it, but I didn't know why until yesterday. And yesterday, after the shadow work, is when I was inclined to read the information, and it actually coincides with a lot of it covers like shadow work that I needed to do, right? So I'm gonna read the stuff that I channeled here. Cover thyself in blood and breathe deep the waters of the void/abyss. Let that which is without name take hold from within, and let go of all that was you. I have come to you as a mother, but I am much more than that. Believe in all that you know in your heart. That is your own spirit mind. No, that is your other spirit mind. Cannons of flame, lift the precious trumpets that sing in your ears. I don't know what that means. That seems kind of coronavirus-ish. I don't know. I'm not trying to say that's what it is, but it seems kind of odd. Anyways, relax in all that is divine and take hold of emptiness. Wonder no more of your destiny and seek answers without doubt. And that was one night. And then the second night, I channeled more information from her. And actually, I didn't even read this. I just typed this out. I haven't read this second part yet. So, outstretched in the arms of delusion are those that tumble through time. Outspoken and broken are they who live in their dreams alone. Outcries of prejudice sing from the lungs of those whose eyes have forgotten to see. That's kind of odd. Outlived are the woes of those that go without healing. Strict disciples are forgotten, but those that are remembered are those that broke from chains of the mundane. They hold you to standards which they do not abide, and fear is their motivation for hate. Outstretched are the ideas of men without guidance in their hearts. What they seek is only to dream. Don't imagine how it could be, imagine how it is. But it doesn't say be, I just kind of, don't imagine how it could, imagine how it is. I try not to add words, whatever, when I channel things, and sometimes I do, but I always pull them back out. The be I added. So, I will actually add a transcript. It will be on the underneath this, as far as like what exactly was said, I channeled. But it was a very intense experience, and and to me this correlates really with what's going on nowadays with the second one, the second aspect coordinates with, like, everything that's correlates with everything that's going on out with this virus going on, and the first one definitely works with coincides with the shadow work, man. But anyways, thanks for watching. That's all for now. I'm gonna get back into some more shadow work. I feel that there's more I have to do. I've been kind of emotional, like these past couple days, and things are. Anyways, I've been emotional, so I got to get back into it. Get some of that get more of that work done. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, share it with your friends. If you don't like it, share it with your enemies. Take it easy. All right.